drinks way too much for way too little. He drinks way too early till way too late. He hasn't had a raise since New Year's Day in '88. Gets trampled on by everyone except when he comes in here. Now he's a product of the haggard generation. He's got a redneck side when you get him agitated. He got the gold tooth look from a stiff right hook he's proud he took for his right wing stand on Vietnam. Says he lost his brother there. He yells out Johnny Cash and the band starts to play a ring of fire as he walks up and stands there by the stage. And he says, hell yeah, I'll turn it up, right on. Hell yeah, sounds good. Sing that song, guitar man playing all night long. Take me back to where the music hit me. Life was good and love was easy. She got an MBA and a plush corner office. She got a don't mess with me attitude. She'll close the deal, she don't reveal that she can feel the loneliness, the emptiness, except when she comes in here. She's a product of the me generation. She got a rock and roll side when you get her agitated. She got the tattoo there on her derriere from a spring break there in Panama when love was all she thought she'd ever need. She yells out to the band, know any Bruce Springsteen? Then she jumps up on the bar and she starts to scream. She says, hell yeah, turn it up, right on. Hell yeah, sounds good. Sing that song, guitar man playing all night long. Take me back to where the music hit me. Life was good, love was easy. Yeah, yeah, anything to get my mind off thinking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Hey, hell yeah. Hell yeah, sounds good. Sing that song. A guitar man playing all night long. Take me back to where the music hit me. Life is good. Hell yeah, turn it up, right on. Hell yeah, sounds good. Sing that song. A guitar man playing all night long. Take me back to where the music hit me. Life was good, love was easy.
Sir, you're under arrest for inciting a riot, disorderly conduct, vandalism, public intoxication, violation of the fire code, failure to obey a lawful command, and resisting arrest. You understand what I just charged you with?
Hell yeah.
Guilty.
Coming to you live on the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much. Podcast, your home for. I had a wonderful stream this morning, by the way, Belle. I know you caught some of it, but I was firing. I mean, I was was just going at it. I was having such a good time. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes. Joining me, as always, as you can see right here, is the greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the original, the Mighty Belle. How are you doing today, the Mighty Belle?
Oh, I'm in a mood. I'm in a mood, and I really want to see things get burned down.
Are you in a mood? I got a hunch I know what that mood is. I'm over it. I'm actually over it. I started thinking about this all day and trying to figure out how I can farm them flat. So I'm trying to work out that. We'll get into that. Anyway, Belle, can you please finish my monologue for me? I'm going to sit here and sip something that is probably whiskey.
Here at the podcast, we are bringing the focus onto use case products. Sorry, Scott, I could not find the actual monologue, so I've got it. I just don't.
Because as we know, these are what drive innovation.
I know.
Drive the market and bring innovation to a space that desperately needs it.
We don't slow down. We don't hold back.
That was my top part. That's all right, Belle. I'm going to give you a round of applause on that anyway. She didn't know I was going to do that. This is welcome to live television. That's all I got to say. How are you today, Belle? Are you ready? Are you fired up? We haven't been live in a while. Are you ready? Are you on this? Because I noticed your on air sign is not on air.
Well, it's because you can't read it when it's on.
Okay.
Like literally, I can turn it on and it just looks like a glowing beacon of light. So
yeah. But if it's not, then we don't know that you're on air. I mean, the only thing I see up there is Lois Lane. That's what we see. That's our whole takeaway from this is Lois Lane.
Lois Lane kicks ass.
That is a absolutely wonderful figure. That is a wonderful, wonderful figurine. You're not going to see that one everywhere. And you got to admit, as far as females in comic books go, she made it the whole run. I mean, Lois Lane is as iconic as Superman himself. So she made it the whole run. I mean, she was a terrible pain in the ass. She was still, female deep down. But I mean, everybody else gets all the credit in comic books, and Lois Lane gets nary a mention. And I happen to think that she's wonderful. So
and she wasn't a weak woman either.
No, she wasn't. I mean, she wasn't Superman. Let's not get nuts here. All right, this is not a battle of the sexes kind of thing.
But okay, yeah, she did get into trouble a time or two, but there were several times where she actually saved herself and then ran off and saved Superman.
Okay, if that's the takeaway, though, I'm fine with that. I actually, who saved Superman in the very first, Miss Tessmacher in the original Superman movie. Miss Tessmacher is the one who actually saved Superman because she sexually assaulted him, and then she took the Kryptonian necklace off from him so he could go ahead and do his thing. So it was actually Miss Tessmacher in the original movie. It wasn't Lois Lane. But she was, I don't even know the actress's name, smoking hot. I mean, just unbelievably smoking hot. She was fantastic in that movie. This is the mood that I'm in tonight, by the way. I don't even want to talk about crypto. I don't even care. We're, Belle and I are we're the veterans of the crypto wars. That's where we are right now as far as broadcasting and doing our thing. Is we're kind of like the last survivors that are still out here doing live streams, talking to 4 people, because it doesn't bother us. Because we did this for years and years and years. Everybody starts small. You build an audience. You lose the audience. You try to get them back, and then you kind of find a middle ground. But with crypto doing what it's doing right now, it's virtually impossible to try to grow an audience. The only thing that people are looking for out here is the old 2020, 2021, 2022 hype of everything just going to the moon and everybody getting 100x on everything. And those days are gone. I mean, we talked about this, guys, years ago. In fact, I'm going big screen here. We talked about this years ago. We said, look, it's a bubble. And even though we all want to take our money and turn it into more money in the fastest way possible, it's simply not going to happen anymore. We're going to start to get down to fundamentals. We're going to start to get down to basics. We're going to start to get down to products and apps, not chains. That's the direction that it's going. Now, Fortunately, my app of choice, or my chain of choice, happens to be Jackal. You guys know this. I've made no illusion about it, but Jackal's my thing, and it's because they're going to be the survivors of the decentralized storage wars, because they're actually decentralized storage. And you don't see a lot of that. Somebody hit me up today on Walrus, and I went and took a look at Walrus, dude. And it's basically a forked kind of Filecoin, everything through a central bridge, and then kind of hope it works out. It's gonna be. They advertise themselves as fast, but if you're sharding data and you are decentralizing that data onto multiple storage providers, I don't see any real way that you're going to be able to get that stuff back fast. Now, fast could be comparative to other decentralized storage chains. It's faster than Filecoin. It's not as fast as Arweave, but Arweave is as centralized as they come. So, well, I took a look, and I literally could not figure out how to use it. The whole thing with this is you're going to be looking for consumers. Anything that's out here that's decentralized applications, you're going to be looking for consumers. And to get consumers, you're going to have to make this simple. They have to get in, understand what they're doing, be able to utilize the product, and then move on. And I didn't quite see it with this one. As soon as I have to search and try to figure out how to use it, you just lost a consumer. That's the whole kicker. Now, to use Jackal protocol, there is one step. You have to have a Kepler wallet to use Jackal Vault. But as long as you have a Kepler wallet and 20 Jackal in that wallet, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be getting up. You're going to click two buttons. You're going to sign up, and boom, you're uploading data to a decentralized network. That is consumer friendly. Is the UI fantastic? No, it's still kind of crypto. And I'm going to be critical on everything, man. That's kind of what my job is now, is just to be critical and point out where I see flaws. Could the UI UX be better? Sure. Are they making it better? Yes, they are. That's kind of the kicker. I noticed that there's an upload bar, Bell. I hadn't seen that before because they haven't done it, or it never showed up. But I was uploading some videos, and I noticed an upload bar. There's an upload progress bar, and they haven't had an upload progress bar on there like ever. So I was a little bit shocked when I saw it, and I mentioned it out. I even tweeted out to Marston, and he said, "Yeah, man, we added it, we shipped it, we didn't tell anybody. I didn't notice until
we flat out told you we snuck it in."
Yeah, but for something like that is adding that much value from a consumer perspective, you don't sneak that in. You let them know. You asked for a progress bar. We gave you a progress bar. What else would you like? That's the way to present that one out. So again, I'm pointing out flaws in virtually everything here. I have no association with Jackal. They don't pay me shit. I do all of this on my own free will because I want them to work very, very hard for my money. And that seems to be one of the another one of those things that we just leave out of crypto. I want these teams hustling for me. I want them hustling hard. I want them to make app after app after app, anything that will put data on that network, because as data goes on that network, the buy and the burn and all that goes into effect, and off the Jackal token goes. And I have an awful lot of eggs in that Jackal basket. So I want them to ship. We're shipping. We Aegis. We're you can see it right over there. That's our thing. We're shipping. We're going to be bringing this thing out as soon as we hit to iOS. Now, why do I mention iOS? Because that is our very bellwether. As soon as we get to iOS, we're launching the Aegis token. You're going to find it over there on Outbid. Now, we happen to be working with one of the smartest guys in blockchain, one of the guys that can look around the corner and actually analyze some of this stuff from 30,000 feet and be able to at least it might not be pinpoint accuracy, but get you in the ballpark of what's going to happen based on the following scenarios. We're working with these people. His name's Eric Wiseman. You guys have met him. He's been on this show from time to time. He's one of the founders of Astrovault. So we're working with very, very smart people that are shoring up our weaknesses. I don't know shit about this tokenomics. Every time someone comes up there and says, read the white paper, I don't. because I don't fucking understand it. It gets very, very esoteric in some of that stuff. Now, it's not that I can't do math. It's just that I don't understand this gorilla math. So I don't even attempt to speak intelligently about that. You guys got to admit, I've been on here me and Belle have been up here a long, long time, and we've never really delved into too much of that because that's not our thing. It doesn't need to be our thing, though, as long as we know who knows what we need to know. And in this case, it's Eric Wiseman of Astroval. We keep coming back to him because he gives us the accurate answers, the honest answers, not what I want to hear, but what he perceives as the truth. That's very, very important. And it's very, very important for us for this particular token that we're going to be launching. It's going to be called Aegis over there because people are going to trust us. People are going to may or may not, even though I recommend you sit this one out, man. Look, we don't. I recommend you sit this one out. We're doing something that hasn't been done before. An actual product utilizing blockchain technology that's tokenized because we need a DAO. I would recommend that you sit this one out. That we have no real idea what exactly is going to happen. We have a pretty good idea. We understand what we have to do to make that token thrive. And what's interesting is for us to make that token thrive, we don't need you to buy it. We don't need you to have anything whatsoever to do with the token. What we need to do, what I need to do, what Belle needs to do to make that token thrive is get people to use the app. So it comes back to us. Okay, how do we get people to want to use this app? A couple different ways. One, we build a good app. That is the very, very first thing. We don't make it crypto. We make it anti-crypto. We don't make it Web 3. We make it Web 2. We make this thing as friendly and as easy to use as possible. We load it up with features. We do things with this app that Dropbox simply cannot do because they are built differently. We get price competitive with them because our storage layer is so much cheaper than their storage layer. So we cannot harvest and resell your data, we can still stay in the ballpark of what Dropbox is doing. We can kind of get you there. Now, to keep you there, we're going to load this thing up with features. My favorite feature in this whole thing, this whole app belt, the one thing that I like about this more than anything else is the auto upload feature. My whole dream, my whole vision for this is to make this be a fire and forget app. Something that's on your phone that you don't even remember is on your phone, but it is constantly working for you. It is constantly taking new data that you put on your phone and backing it up to the Jackal cloud. That's what that app is doing. Whether you need it to or not, whether you want it to or not, it will do that if you enable it in the features. Do you want to upload everything that's new? You do. Click the button, slider goes over, and anytime that there's an update to one of your folders, whether it be videos, pictures, text, documents, whatever, but anytime that there's an upload to that, you change it on your mobile device. You enabled us and you told Aegis that you want to back this data up, anything that hits these folders, and it just does it. So whether you have it open or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you manually tell it to do it or not, it doesn't matter. The app will work for you. It will do the work so that you don't have to. And this data, your personally identifiable information, your naughty pictures, your financial information, anything that happens on there is backed up and it goes up to Jackal Cloud. Now, once it's on Jackal Cloud, it is invisible to everybody. That's a feature that I want in this app. I consider it the most valuable feature that we're putting it in there. Lots of fun stuff. We're putting in other things that'll make it easier, things that'll make your life easier. We're doing all of that. But the reason that we're doing that is because we're competing against Dropbox. So we have to be better. We will be more expensive. I cannot give you a terabyte of data for 99 cents. I simply cannot do it unless you authorize me to view all of your data that you're sending up, because that's what you do with Dropbox. Unless you authorize me to view all of your data, harvest it, and resell it, in which case I will give you that terabyte for 25 cents, and I will still be profitable. Because what you're using or not using is irrelevant to us. What you're sending to us is incredibly relevant. So unless you're willing to do that, then we're going to be a little bit more expensive. Not wildly more expensive, but we can't match them price per price because we can't harvest your data, because we can't sell your personally identifiable information, because we're building and bringing a product to market to give privacy to humanity that has never, ever existed before. And if we could do this more efficiently anywhere else, if we could do it more efficiently on Arweave, making these same guarantees, we'd be on Arweave. If we could do it on Filecoin, we'd be on Filecoin. If we could do it on Walrus, we would be doing it on Walrus. And if we could do it on Iagon, we'd be doing it on Iagon. But none of these protocols have the level of privacy and redundancy that we need to guarantee that your data is always safe. I don't think you guys get this. I take this shit very seriously. This is my wheelhouse. This is what I grew up in. This is what I developed in, was data storage and ways to do it safely, efficiently, and to make it price competitive. This is 100% my wheelhouse, and I take this shit very, very seriously. So we've been getting a little bit of heat lately. Where's the app? Where's the app? The app will be there when the app is perfect. Not perfect, but good enough. Nothing is ever perfect, Belle. Are you looking at me, Belle? Because I can see your eyes are blinking and you're already tuning me out. Belle's tuning me out. My own producer's tuning me out. She's not captivated.
I'm actually not tuning you out. I'm actually looking at the camera. And, you know, the other thing about all of this that people don't seem to realize, and I did see that Patrick is watching, so Patrick can also, he can chime in with,
Patrick from Jackal?
Yes.
No shit. Hi, Patrick. Hey, why don't you pop in, dude? Belle will send you a Zoom invite, man. Let's talk, dude. I have no particular resume or motive. Go ahead, Belle.
Let me make my point. And then, okay, Patrick can actually confirm how many employees, are with Jackal Labs directly. But we've created a small business here. Supporting small business is really freaking important. It's good for everyone. So yeah, I mean, when you use the Aegis app, you're supporting a small business. When you're making trades on Astrovault, you're supporting a small business. And again, I haven't seen where Patrick has chimed in with a number of employees for Jackal Labs. But again, I mean, it's Patrick Marston, Carnthus, Emery, and just a couple more as far as I know. So again,
and they got interns now. Man, they're growing. These guys are hitting it. I think he's taking advantage of interns. But
they're growing, yes, but they still have fewer than 100 employees. Therefore, they are still a small business, which has always been a pleasure for me to actually support.
You know, one of the Patrick had a great quote. And I forgot. By the way, Patrick, that banner right there, Ian made that for me. I asked him for that for Karate Combat.
Great work.
That is awesome, by the way, with the little floppy drift. And for those of you who don't know, that's a 3.5-inch floppy disk. I grew up on cassette tapes because that's what we used to record or save our data was on cassette tapes. And our cassette players had a little foot thing. It had a little number, a ticker over to the right. And so if you were recording or saving a game or something that you programmed, you would literally say, okay, I'm saving it and it's going to start at 50 feet and then go till whenever it is. So when we go to save it, it just went over to the cassette tape. We'd hit play and record, hit save, and the number would tick up. So we would write on the cassette tape, my Hangman game starts at 50 feet and it ends at 61 feet. And the reason that you would put the ending is to make sure that you fully got an upload on it. It was different back then, guys. We did not have we certainly did not have the tech back then that we have now. But it's always come back to storage. Everything comes back to storage. Everything tech related always comes back to storage. So yeah, I'm very, very comfortable in this field. I'm very, very comfortable in this environment. And this is where the money shot is. And it's a money shot not only there, but it's there in crypto. Now, people are going to look at this a lot of different ways. I'm fine with it, man. Look, you do you. I'm not going to tell you how to do crypto. You do crypto the way that however you want to do it. But eventually, it's going to come down that you have to sell a product, even in crypto. that you actually have to sell a product. People don't buy Microsoft because it's Microsoft. They buy Microsoft because of all the things that Microsoft does. They build software. They are in data centers. They are in cloud providers. They are in cloud storage. They are made an $80 billion investment recently into AI. I actually still have a friend. I was almost going to say that, Bell. I say, hey, I still have a friend. It's been so long since I've had one. But I actually still have a buddy that's still knee deep over there grinding it out. And he was just, he didn't disclose anything that he's not supposed to disclose because we're not trying to get into, corporate proprietary information. But yeah, he actually pinged me and said, you wouldn't believe the PO that just came across my desk. We didn't get into the details, and he did not divulge anything, but it's not real hard based on my experience to figure out who this particular player was. And all of these people are dumping all of this money into it, and it's going to come down to cloud providers, and it's going to come down to cloud storage. Everything is cloud-based now. So to see what these guys are doing, and as a libertarian, all the way down, 100%, government is too big, government is too abusive, government is too invasive. For them to offer me something like this, a product like this, like exactly what Jackal built, how could I not be all over this? This is absolutely 100% in my wheelhouse. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to invest my capital because I'm right about it. Now, if you just want to buy Jackal token, ride Jackal token up, and then sell Jackal token, man, there's nothing anybody can do to stop you. Go ahead and do it. But my intrinsic valuation of this particular token, with this particular product, with this particular team, and the way that they are shipping app after app after app, I am so far beyond intrinsically what that token is currently valued at that every single time that I DCA, and I'm still buying, every single time I do, I am getting the deal of a fucking lifetime over here in crypto. So honestly, look, man, I don't care if you buy the token. You don't buy it, don't worry, I will. Everything's cool. I got this. But it's because I've expected a monstrous payday at the end of it. And the best part is that I never, ever have to sell one of these tokens. I never have to get rid of it. Jackal can go to $4 tomorrow, and it will absolutely do on a cash. If you can't see the similarities in this, then literally I cannot help you. I understand crypto has made people jaded, and it should, because DYOR, do your own research, means find the scam. Find out where you're going to get bent over. That's DYOR. That is modern crypto, and it's a market that we created. The market that you have and the market that you want. The market that I want is product-based. It is doing things with blockchain that nobody's ever done before. It is solving problems. It is creating solutions. It is giving people options that they've never had up until now because big tech has a stranglehold on everything. And every single thing that they're doing is saying, how do we monetize humans? That's big tech. And then Jackal comes along and they say, how can we protect data? How can we do this better than anybody else is doing it? How can we provide redundancy? How can we provide guarantees without service level agreements? How can we do all of these things? And every time I turned around, they figured out a better way. They figured out a better way. They figured out a better way. So, yes, I absolutely want to hang my flag right there with Jackal. Now, they're not my only thing. I'm diversified, man. Look, it doesn't matter how much I love a product. I'm not going to marry it. Yeah, I'm just not. I will always diversify. But all of my diversification is built in and around DPIN. Decentralized physical infrastructure. We keep going on and on out here in crypto saying real world assets. This is real world assets. If you think servers are free, you really need to wake up because they're not. If you think infrastructure rails are free, you really need to wake up because they're not. These are real world assets. This is electricity. This is hardware. And this is the personnel necessary to keep these things functioning. Because if you want to see people lose their shit, have Jackal go down because their RPCs could not handle the load and they crashed. You want to see a problem? Try to upload your files and it won't accept them. This is akin to Solana going down. People want to trade mead tokens, too much action, and the network goes down. Jackal doing that would be the exact same thing. Akash doing that would be the exact same thing. These are real world assets. So instead of hoping that people bring something on, instead of wishing that RWA would make it over here, you have to realize that it's already here. The amount of brain power and manpower that it takes to maintain these rails is staggering. Absolutely staggering. Anyway, I think we made our point here, Bell. I don't know. What do you think? Did we make our point on the whole thing? Jackal's doing well today, so I'm just enjoying the ride right now. But did I think I make my point here, Bell?
You know what? I think the point was made, but I'm also gonna jump in and just say, it's amazing what people can come with when they are looking around for a clean forensics environment and aren't finding any that suit them.
You know what? Honestly, Bill, I don't think most of them would know it if they see it. That's one of the things that I really admire about Patrick and Marston. And I'm not kissing their ass. I don't need to. All right. Look, they work for me. All right. They should be kissing my ass a little bit. Nobody does, but I would really like that. I would really love one of these chains that we so actively support to make a post and say, you know what? I really like Scott. I think he's good. I like his message and I like his presentation. I have never, ever once gotten that on Twitter in the 6 years that we've been doing this out here. I've never once had any chain that we actively support actually come back and say, boy, I like Scott. I like Bell. These guys grind. They are out here every day, twice a day, and they are still out here. Regardless of market conditions, they're still out here grinding. I would love to see that just once. I'm not holding my breath, but I just think that would be really, really cool, Bell. Anyway, I don't even have my phone on me, Bell. What time? What time are we at here?
We're at almost 6:30 now.
6:30. Okay, I went too long. Guys, we got to take a little break while I go my phone. So if he could, I don't even know what song is next, but I sure hope you enjoy it. After that, we'll come back into some questions. And my new mission right now, believe it or not, is to find a way to farm Ellis. That's what I want to do. I want to farm and flatten that goddamn Dex, and I just have to figure out a way to do it. I think the actual funny way, Bell, would be for me to offer them like $250,000 worth of Jackal tokens and tell them I'll put up $250 worth of Jackal if you put up the $250 worth of USDC. I think that would be hilarious just to see if they're serious about their decks or not. I think that would be funny as shit. Don't
you dare.
I could, you know what? They're my tokens. I can do what I want. I can do any goddamn thing I want. But no, put them on another Cosmos decks would make no sense whatsoever. Aerodrome, that's where they're going. Anyway, guys, if you could, please. I don't know what song it is. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to try it out here. We will be right back here on the podcast. Couple minutes. Enjoy the song, guys, and cheers.
Dum da dum da dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da dum da dum da da da. Well, I walk into the room, passing out $100 bills, and it kills and it thrills like the horns on my Silverado grill. And I buy the bar a double round of Crown, and everybody's getting down in this town. Ain't never gonna be the same, 'cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise 'cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody says, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Well, I don't give a dang about nothing. I'm singing and bling-blinging while the girls are drinking. Long necks down, and I wouldn't trade old Leroy on my Chevrolet for your Escalade or your freak parade. I'm the only John Wayne left in this town. And I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise, cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy. And the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody says, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Thoroughbred, that's what she said in the back of my truck bed as I was getting buzzed on suds out on some backcountry road. We were flying high, fine as wine, having ourselves a big and rich time, and I was going just about as far as she'd let me go. But her evaluation of my cowboy reputation had me begging for salvation all night long. So I took her out gigging frogs, introduced her to my old bird dog, and sang her every Willie Nelson song I can think of, and we made love. Then I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise, cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway on my old stud Leroy, and the girls say, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody says, save a horse, ride a cowboy. What? Save a horse, ride a cowboy. Everybody says.
I blew that transition, Bill. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, you better hit the reverse button on that next song at the next break.
Why did I miss a big piece of it? What do you want from me, Bill? I got my dog. My dog is out here right now. So what I'm waiting for is for him to get hung up in one of these cables. I have him well taped. It's a well laid out studio. But there's always a little piece that'll catch a big old long tail, and I'm I'm waiting to watch a $20,000 camera just tip over and smash on the screen. So if nothing else, I want to make sure that it happens live, because we're all about we're all about the anyway. Bell, questions, comments, concerns, observations. It's your show. Please take it away.
Nuclear Chicken. Love the layout from this camera angle, where the TV and a TV layout with Scott on the side looks great.
Yeah, and that was the whole kicker. And by the way, Patrick, we'd love to get you back on the show to talk a little Jackal. All right, look, it's I have some concerns, and I'd like to discuss them with you. But yeah, that was the whole idea, is that any guests that we have up here, we haven't had a guest since we got the studio done. Nobody wants to come on with us anymore. Everybody's hiding. Crypto is ugly right now. It's very, very ugly. A lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt, and nobody really wants to come on and do shows, particularly a show that looks at all this stuff critically like ours. So we cannot get guests. So if we could get one, I would love to get Patrick on. I would love to get Patrick on. But that was the whole idea, is that I can interview them in studio, just like that. What? Yes, Belle? You have something that you want to say?
Yes. And Patrick, we got our wish. The Chiefs did not go for a three-peat last night.
And I gotta hit the round of applause on that one. I'm gonna pivot here just a little bit to football. You know what? The Chiefs are a flawed team. They have been a flawed team. And the fact that the Eagles put that kid on his ass, and Patrick Mahomes has always been real good about getting happy feet when he's under pressure. And they did all of that with a 4-man rush. They didn't blitz basically at all. And they kept him with those happy feet the entire time. I am so happy right now as a Denver Broncos fan. All right, a Denver Broncos fan. I'm a fair weather, foul weather fan, doesn't matter. It was wonderful watching them lose. Now, normally I would be rooting for the AFC completely, but not the Chiefs. All right, look, man, I'm sick of them. I'm just absolutely sick of them, and it's nice seeing the flaws come out. Andy Reid was completely lost. You know, that big body, that big mustache. He was completely lost, Bell. He didn't know what the hell to do. And it was glorious just watching them disintegrate in front of the Eagles. I mean, that was fantastic. Jalen Hurts played a great game. He deserved it. It was good from start to finish. So anyway, I'm sorry. That's it, Bell. Go ahead.
All right, Charles Wayne Beats, XRP ETF more than likely going through soon. This would be amazing for the Cosmos because of Corium. Plus, a lot of Corium fans are invested in the Cosmos as well, especially tokens like Omniflix and Jackal.
You know, I would be a lot more hot on that. Personally, I would be a lot more hot on that if Corium would reach out and actually bring Astrovault over there. Pulsera, which is the only DEX that I use over there on Corium, there's a lot of questions that I have about that DEX. And when I have a lot of questions about a DEX and I can't quite get the answers, I simply don't use it. Now, maybe I'm unique. Maybe I'm the only guy that says, I want to know all of the information before I turn my money over to you. Maybe I am the only guy that does that. But if I am, then, go ahead and carry on. Do your thing. But I have questions about Pulsera. And now, XRP, I will literally buy it for the brand. The same reason that I will buy Coca-Cola. The same reason that I will buy Nike shoes, even though I don't own any Nike shoes. I'm sure you understand you guys understand where I'm going with that. I will buy the brand names simply for brand recognition. This is very, very important, particularly over here in crypto. But I have some questions on the DEX. Now, if Corium would actually reach out and ask Astrovault, hey, can you guys go ahead and fork over to Corium? I'm all over it. Dude, I'm all over it. I promise you, I'm reporting on it, even though we're a dead channel. But we're still one of the few that will go live and face the madness. We'll face the ire. We will face the displeasure of the entire communities because we believe that we're correct. So if Corium would actually reach out to Astrovault and say, let's pull Astrovault over there and get Astrovault that's up there trading with XRP and doing all that stuff, man, I'm all over it. But until that actually happens, I cannot use the DEX that is over there. So I would love to. Look, man, I'm Cosmos, all right, all the way down through and through. Why everybody else is running away from Cosmos. They're taking the Cosmos label off. We have nothing to do with Cosmos. I am literally doubling down on stupid because I still believe that Cosmos is doing it right, not Atom, not the Atom token. I think leadership is weak. I don't think Skip is going to save it. They're still not bringing in any kind of new ideas. The ICF still has their hands all over this shit, and they're going to continue to liquidate these tokens to fund operations. You like that, Bell? Did you like it? I used air quotes, to fund operations, which means that they get paid a whole bunch to do little. But until we actually get something like that, we are going to have to forcibly grow our way out of this. And I just simply believe that Astrovault is the way to do that. They are an intelligent DEX. It's an index token. That's what you need over there. That's what you need over there on Corium, is something to bring all that shit together. So I would love to get involved with that. I would love to get involved with Corium. I would, because you guys got some good apps over there. I would love to get involved with Corium. I would love to get involved with the DEXs that are operating over there. And I would love to have that solid base of an index token that XRP provides. But I don't see any outreach. I still see everybody kind of sitting there. So there's no particular worries. Me and Bell do not have large reach. We don't have a large audience. The only thing that we have that most people don't have is a willingness to go up and face it. That's what we do that other people simply don't do out here. I would love to get behind Corium. And I know you guys have a war chest. The thing you need over there is Astrovault. Have that conversation, babe. I'm all about it. Anyway, Belle, please carry on.
Potomy, and there is a follow-up answer from Patrick. So, sorry,
Okay.
This is probably basic knowledge for Jackal vets, but is there any possibility of Jackal being bought out and being observed, I think he means absorbed, by a by a megacorp, and thus the token dumps. Now, Patrick responded, to buy out Jackal, you would have to buy 51% of the tokens, which would have an opposite impact on the token, believe it or not.
Yeah, it wouldn't do what you think it's going to do. Is there a buyout possible? Certainly. This is decentralized. In fact, if I can get 51% of everybody to vote Patrick out and vote me in as CEO, it will happen. This is the double-edged sword that is decentralization. Now, that's not going to happen. I couldn't run the company. I couldn't run Jackal. I have no damn idea how to run Jackal. That's not my thing. My thing is looking for taking money and turning it into more money. That's my thing. That's what I do. So could I run Jackal? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I'm barely able to run Aegis. That's why I have that. That's why Bell is sitting right there, because I don't even have the wherewithal to run something like an app that's built on a storage layer that Jackal is. That's not really my thing. My thing is to get people to use it. Marketing. That's what I do. So could I get that? Could I get people to buy the Jackal token? Sure. Could I run Jackal? Absolutely not. Do I think that there's another person who could run it better than Patrick? If there was, you'd be seeing much different videos out of us. Because, look, man, I'm in it. While I want everyone to do well, I want me to do well. This is just the honesty that you get to hear out of the podcast. But this is one of those that is 100% the Nash equilibrium. And we've gone on and on about the Nash equilibrium. Nobody seems to care. This is crypto, so the Nash equilibrium doesn't apply. But it absolutely applies. It absolutely applies here. Velocity of money absolutely applies here. Psychic money absolutely applies here. It applies here more in crypto than it applies anywhere else. So while we've spent a lot of time discussing these things, it gets no hook. Nobody cares. So we've kind of carried on from it. But to pretend that we don't understand economics would be doing yourself one fuck of a disservice. Anyway, Bell, please carry on. Patrick, hi. How are you doing, sir? Go, Bell.
Yeah, no. You are not replacing a Patrick. I will go stabby over that one. I like the job Patrick is doing.
You know what? I like what he's doing more now. Because he's actually embracing the whole crypto mantra. And the crypto mantra is fuck anybody over 30. That seems to be the crypto mantra. And Patrick is kind of just weaving himself right into those discussions. His tweets are clever. They're getting more and more responses because he's staying away from the really, really heavy fact that, or the real heavy portions of what Jackal is. And what Jackal is a business. And what I mean by business is that Patrick, I don't know if he does this, but I got a hunch he understands what I mean when I say it, is a piece of paper, a single piece of paper. Now, on one side of that piece of paper, it says income. Nice and easy. This is how much money the protocol is earning. And on the other side of that piece of paper is one that says expenditures. This is how much we spend to earn the income of the other side of the page. Now, as long as that income side is earning better than the expenditure side, meaning that you're earning more than you're spending, then you're going to stay in business. You may not thrive. You may not explode. You may not do the tech thing, which is make no money, then suddenly be as rich as Midas. It might not be that. But as long as you're earning more than you're spending, that means you're paying salaries, you're funding development, and you're making a product that is sustainable. Crypto doesn't do that. And that is the one thing that's been keeping people like Patrick and Marston and all these guys, the idealists, that's the thing that's been keeping them down, is because crypto doesn't do that. Now, Patrick had an excellent quote. I'm not going to use it, even though I know it. I know this quote, Bell, and it was fucking fantastic. And it has to do with short-term versus long-term, weight versus measures. And that was his quote. I'll let Patrick put it out if he would like to. I'm not going to steal that from him, even though I should, because I have a bigger social media presence than he does. But It's so goddamn accurate.
If you quote retweet what he put out, it'll get attention from all the subs that pay attention to him and the ones that pay attention to you. So
no, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the repost guy or the retweet guy or the quote guy. I don't want to be. I really don't want to be him. We're never going to get a big Twitter following because we don't promise riches. That's the problem with the podcast. We've never done that, is that we don't promise riches. All we do is explain what we're doing and how we're managing to survive and thrive in a market like this. And nobody really wants to hear that. They want to hear, which meme coin do I want to buy? What should I do so that I can 10x by March because I'm going on vacation? And I have no fucking idea. We don't really do that. Anyway, Belle, please carry on. Patrick, if you'd like to use your quote, please do. You fucking nailed it, dude. All right, you nailed it. This is Mark Twain level kind of quote. So please feel free to do you, bro. Belle, carry on.
All right, nuclear chicken. Scott and Bella, I was buying a couple more Jackal RNS names today, and it got me asking myself, about how many Jackal names do y'all own? With Jackal down recently, it was a great time to buy some more Jackal and add some years to the names that I do have.
How many do I own? I own about 30. Dude, I got Jackal tokens for days, man. I can afford. I use every app that they put out, every product that they put out. Oh my God, Belle, Indy is about to come out that door. I'm looking at her right there. This is my bottom story cat, and she never leaves. She never comes out of her hole. So that was kind of cool. I would love to see her actually come out here into the studio. That would be fun. I'll hold her. I'll hold her on my lap. She's a one of those calico cats, and they're a knucklehead. They got that orange cat mentality. I own about 30 or so RNSs. Man, look, I got a lot of these things. So I don't know. How many do you own, Belle?
Nowhere near 30, but enough that I've lost count.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs Jackal. I have that one. So if anybody would like to buy that, because they're going to be set up to do their three-peat over the next 3 years, I'll sell it to you for 1,000 Jackal. All right, that's like dirt cheap right now. What is that, about $17? I don't even know what it is. But yes, you can have the Kansas City Chiefs Jackal. As a matter of fact, I own all 32 NFL teams. I got all of them. So Jackal, Denver Broncos Jackal. I got them all. You never know. You can't predict the future. If I could, I would certainly not be doing YouTube. I would not be making videos like this. Anyway, Belle, please carry on.
Adam B, audio sounds amazing. Big screenshot looks great. Second shot with TV is pretty good, but the colors don't seem quite right.
Which colors are we talking about here, sir? I'm using identical cameras. These are both Panasonic 4K HD cameras. And they're older cameras. They're about 10 years old. But the software and the lenses on these cameras is absolutely incredible. And there's a reason that they are still so expensive. Panasonic doesn't make them anymore. I have to buy them used. But even used, they're 4 and 5 digits per camera, depending on where you buy them. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me, dude. We're still kind of playing around with the lighting. Right now, I took Ian's advice. And Patrick, if you know Ian, do you know Ian? Have you heard of this guy before? He fucking works for you. He was the one who told me go full kickers. And that's what this is right here with the full kickers. So we have all kinds of lights, racks that we set up on the top. You can see it on my hand. You can see the reflections. We have kickers set up all around. So it gives me like the halo-like effect over the top of my head. But we're still kind of playing around and dialing these cameras in. So the colors could be different. I haven't quite gotten into all the minutia of everything that this camera can do because I'm not an audio video guy. My audio, I did set that up myself, and I am an audio kind of guy because I was a terrestrial radio. I grew up in terrestrial radio, and everything about terrestrial radio is audio, obviously. But the video portion of this, I'm a little bit muddled on, so I'm still kind of struggling with it. Belle is not an AV person either. We are content deliverers, but we're not exactly content presenters, so we're kind of horsing around with it. I appreciate the feedback, man, and we'll see what we can do to dial that in. That's kind of where I'm going to leave that right there. Anyway, Belle, please carry on.
Jersey Fresh. I haven't been here in a while, but I like the new setup.
And I appreciate that, bro. We worked hard on this stuff and actually delivering this up. Now, my goal for tomorrow is this is a Shure SM7B. This is one of the best podcast mics that you can have. I've had this up here forever. The clarity on this thing is excellent, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do with the audio. We have a lot of effects that are going on in this. I'm running this through a Yamaha SZ board, so there's a lot of effects and a lot of different things that we can do with this. And it's not exactly perfectly tuned in. If it was, you wouldn't hear any echo whatsoever. But we're playing around with video as well as audio. There's a lot that's going on. So we're trying to get it there. A little bit more time and we'll really, really dial this in. But after that, the rest of this is trying to bring this whole thing to life. Ideally, I'm going to be on shotgun mics or I'm going to be on a lapel mic as opposed to a Shure SM7B. But right now, this is what I know. I've been talking into a microphone for 30 years. So this is what I know. And I don't really know cordless, wireless, or shotgun mics. But I have time, so we're going to kind of dial this in. Ideally, that's the whole goal, is that I can stand up out here. I can sit here next to Bell. I can have the same conversation with the same quality that they're having right now, and I can pick Bell's nose at the same time. This is what we're trying to get to. I haven't gotten there yet, but give me a couple weeks. Let us flesh out the rest of it. We've only been in studio for a very, very short time, but let me flesh this out, and we're going to give you guys one hell of a good show. We do this for you. We want you to tune in. Believe it or not, we're one of those rarities, Bell, that we actually care what our viewers think, that we care what our audience, how they receive us. We're one of those really, really oddballs. We're not doing this and allowing you to watch. We are doing this because we want you to watch. So if you need me to change it up, you bet your ass I'm going to change it up because we want you here with us. We want to get our message out, and we value your opinion more than we value our own. Anyway, hope that answered the question. One more, Bell, then we got to go to a song.
New type. I'm loving the Howard Stern vibes this studio is bringing.
Is that where we weren't going for Howard Stern? But I appreciate that, bro. The thing I love is I need to get this frame really, really dialed in. Now, I got a new sign. It should be here Thursday, Bell. The new sign should be here Thursday because I need another one right over there because we have to bring a little bit of action to the frame. The reason that we're going with the banners is because these are the people that we really support. And, sometimes it's reciprocal, sometimes it isn't. But these are the people that we really support. But we put the banners on there because it brings life to the screen. And that's what we're trying to do, is bring life to the screen. Anybody can sit here with this frame right here that you're looking at and just mumble into the microphone. You are presenting, you're creating content, you're getting something out there, and that's fine. But we don't want to be just good enough. We want to be better than good enough. So anything that we have to do to make that happen, we are going to do this. This is what we do. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what Bell is passionate about, is getting this message out. So anything that we have to do to make that happen, to keep people tuned in and keep you guys looking at the screen and to keep talking to us, the best thing that you can do for this show is tell other people about it, of course, but when you're on, interact with us. Comments are what move needles. Comments are what up you in the algorithms, whether it be on X or YouTube or hell, even Omniflix, because we're broadcasting to Omniflix. I love Omniflix, Bell. I'm a huge fan. I love what Omniflix is doing. But the best thing that you guys can do to help us is either like, share, retweet, which we never do. We never ask you to do that, even though that's the default thing. But we want to earn it. We want to earn your time. I don't think I've ever really made the point about how much that means to me, that I am earning your time. The most valuable thing that you have, anybody out here, is your time. And if you're going to spend it with us, if you're going to spend it with me, if you're going to spend it with Bell, I want to earn it. So if I'm doing something that you disagree with, you got to let me know. If you see a way that I can do it better, you got to let me know, because I value your time. a hell of a lot more than I would value your money. Anyway, I think that one's it, Belle. Let me check time. I have to check that. I've really got to hang a big ass clock back there. Yeah, we were wildly over time. But we're going to go ahead and we want to finish it up. Belle, do we have more questions or have we gotten to the bottom of all of those?
We have one more comment.
Okay, we'll get to it, and then I'll go ahead and wrap. But before we do that, you have to listen to a song. I know what the song is, Belle, because I heard it queue up. This is Belle's favorite song. She says she likes Hailstorm more than she likes Walker Hayes, but I don't believe so. Actually. She says she does, but I don't believe so. Anyway, guys, I did hear the intro on this song. We're gonna deny you about 10 seconds of that. We will be back right here with Scott, with the Bella, on the podcast. Please enjoy the song, guys. We'll talk to you briefly in just a moment.
My girl is banging, she's solo maintenance. Don't need no champagne, poppin' entertainment. Take her to Wendy's, can't keep her off me. She wanna dip me like them fries in her Frosty. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake and some whipped cream on the top too. 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jammer, she my Dixieland delight. That's how we do, fancy like. Fancy like, fancy like, fancy like. I don't need no Tesla to impress her. My girl is happy, rolling on a Vespa. Don't need no mansion to get romancing. She's super fine, double wide, slow dancing. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake and some whipped cream on the top too. 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jammer, she my Dixieland delight. That's how we do, fancy like my new clean blue jeans without the holes in them. Country kisses on my lips without the skull in them. Yeah, she probably gonna be keeping some Victoria's Secrets. Maybe a little Maybelline, but she don't need it. In the kitchen light radio slows down. Box wine, then her updo goes down. Hey, yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake and some whipped cream on the top too. 2 straws, 1 check, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jammer, she my Dixieland delight.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Bella, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, and thank you. All right, Belle, last question. Let's go ahead and get it out, and then I'm going to have my final rant of the evening. Go for it.
So, Adam B., the TV colors themselves. Bella on TV looks blue and a little washed, but when you share her screen, she looks great.
Yeah, it's going to, because there's an awful lot going on. Now, the thing that you should have pointed out that nobody has is the fact, which is shocking. You know who pointed it out to me? Ian. Ian pointed it out. Coney Daddy pointed it out to me. The thing you should be pointing out is the fact that even though this television is perfectly level here, there's no issue. It is perfectly level. The way I'm looking at it right here is that it seems higher on one side and it seems like it kind of skews down. Now, I asked Ian about it, and he started getting into all of this crazy math shit and the things that you have to do with your cameras to take that over. Now, most of that is taken care of in post. We are a live show. We've always been a live show. There is no post for us. So either I find a way to lean the camera, which would mean that the TV is perfectly level, but I'm crooked. I either find a way to do that, or we just deal with a little bit of the discoloration. So yeah,
I'm sure there's a white balance setting on the TV that we can play with.
There's something that I can play with, man. Now, we did find the right TV, the screen that I need in here. And by the way, Patrick, if you're still watching, there's no way he made it this far. But if you're still watching, dude, I need a grant. All right, I need a grant. We'll put it up there. I need about $4,000 for the right TV, and the right TV is actually 80 inches. This one is 65, so we actually need about 80 inches, and it's a touchscreen, 4K, LED, or all the bells and whistles. Everything that you could possibly get out of a TV, including touchscreen, would be right here. Now, the touchscreen will allow me to interface with the system that is pushing this out right now, so I can literally sit here and touch and change screens and do everything that I need to do. But I have put so much money into this. You guys, you would be a little bit shocked how much money. I'm over $8,000 just in electrical. To turn this place right here into a studio, because we have so many things, so many pieces of equipment that are plugged in right now to bring you the stream the way that we're bringing you the stream. Babe, it ain't just a webcam, all right? It's not just a webcam and a laptop microphone. We do a little bit more than that. But for us to really, really transition from this into a high production, a really, really high production kind of show, Patrick, I need about $4,000 for that television. You give me $4,000 for that television for the 80-inch. That means it's bigger than me when I'm standing in front of it, which I think it'll be really, really cool, Bell. It'll give us one of that Kong Skull Island kind of feel to it, and I think that's what we need to really, really bring us from here, which is still basically the dregs, to, oh my God, look at the show that the podcast is putting on. That's what we would need. We don't have any sponsorships. Nobody sponsors this channel. We're not CryptoCito. If we were CryptoCito, it'd be a whole different animal, but we're not. So we have to kind of struggle with what we have. Was that the last question, Belle? Are we good to go?
That was the last question, yes.
Okay, so going forward, guys, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm going to find a way to do this. You know what? I want to make sure that the Jackal banner gets up there one more time, because Coney Daddy worked on this. He actually put time on this, and I think it's pretty cool. And I understand that my face looks a little red. Believe it or not, the reason that my face looks red is because it's trying to account for the coloration of this sign that's sitting there, right back there behind me. That's my product. And I'm going to showcase my product. If Jackal would like one of those right there over my right shoulder, Jackal's going to have to pay for it. They're about $400 per sign. If you pay for it, babe, it'll be hanging right there, no problem. But then you now associated yourself with this program, and this program can be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, Belle? A little bit morally questionable on some of the content that we do, create. So I get it why nobody really wants to associate with us. But we want to be a really, really good show. And all of this is actually altruistic. We don't get paid to do this. The only money that we make is money that you guys tip us. And I don't know if you've watched a show for any real length of time. We don't get a lot of tips. Not a lot of money comes this way. So the thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars that we've paid to build this whole thing out is my dime. Purely my dime, my money, because we want you guys here. We want to do anything that we can to keep you here. Now, I'm kind of on a mission, because I mentioned this morning that as soon as I was done with the show that we did, which happened to be around Ellis Network, and we talked a good hour and really didn't even start to chip away at it. I told you that I was going to start getting messages, and as soon as we were done with that, we started getting messages. So I'm going to put that up there and say challenge accepted. I'm just going to kind of leave it there. The entire thing that's going around Ellis and similar products that are doing what they're doing is a very, very dated model. It was effective 2 years ago. It's not effective now. So my goal, what I do, is to find a way to successfully farm something like that. Now, we mentioned earlier that you got to do your own research. And in this case, I am actively and aggressively doing my own research because I have to find out where the scam is. Everything out here has got a scam, with the exception of the utility chains, such as your Jackal, your Akash, and believe it or not, Little Bird told me, talked to me, even though Belle's looking at her phone right now and not looking at me. Little Bird told me that Kudos might be coming into play again. I heard the words. I'm not going to say from who, I'm not going to say from what, but that Kudos might be coming into play again in maybe a different capacity than you're comfortable with. But with the exception of the utility chains, man, everything out here is a beauty contest. And I try to get to the bottom of it. If I can successfully farm something, meaning that I put in more, I get out more money than I put in. That's farming. If I can successfully farm something, I'm supporting the product as the product does whatever the hell the product is going to do. I share all that information with you guys. Now, I haven't found I haven't found out where I'm going to get screwed yet on Ellis. I haven't found that yet, but I assure you that I'm looking, and I'm looking actively, and I'm looking aggressively, because there's a lot of stuff over there that is kind of enticing, but it's got a sift chain honeypot kind of feel to it. Now, if I can find a way to do that safely, you bet your ass I'm going to share it with everybody out here. As soon as I find a way to do it, that I will secure my capital and keep my capital safe while I am harvesting capital from other people. You know I'm going to tell you guys, this is what we do here. So I'm looking very, very hard at this one and trying to find out where the scam is. Now, when I say where the scam is, that means I have to find a way to get my capital in there, make sure that my capital is secured, that they're not going to blow me up, that they're not going to sift chain me. And as soon as I can find a way to do that, I'm going to show you guys step by step by step exactly what I did. It is not financial advice. We don't do that here. But I will tell you exactly what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and why I am doing it. Now, that's what you get out of the podcast that you don't get out of a lot of these shows. Most of these guys are simply paid to spread a message. We don't get paid. So we can spread whatever fucking message that we want. And they've got my full attention. I told you as soon as I did that, Belle, I told you as soon as I did that, I said, I'm going to get messages. I'm going to get DMs. I'm going to get shit hit up on Discord. I'm going to get all these things. I told you flat out that this is going to happen, and that's exactly what happened.
And I told you not to jump into the Viper's pit.
But the Viper's pit is where I fucking live. That's the high risk, high reward. So I'm looking for that high reward. I haven't found it yet, but when I do, I promise you guys that I'm going to share that shit with you. We have got to take care of ourselves. And Cosmos, as a whole, cannot take another sift chain. They simply cannot do it. We are on a razor's edge out here. You got the ICF that is farming everybody. It used to be the Atom Accelerator DAO that was farming everybody. You got a massive validator set that is farming everybody. You have just stacks and stacks of people that are farming retail. We're retail. I'm retail. You're retail. We are all retail. If you're not on the inside, then you are fucking on the outside. So I am trying to find a way for the outside people to profit at the expense of the inside people for a change. That's what I'm trying to do. So when I find it, I'm damn sure going to let you know. And if I can't find it, I will damn sure let you guys know about that as well. So anyway, Belle, are we all cleared up here? Are we good to go?
We are all cleared up, yes.
I'm a little bit shocked. I'm not going to lie. We're at single digit viewers, aren't we?
We're at 9 watching now, yes.
Yeah, okay. We're at single-digit viewers. So to say that our show has been a failure beyond belief would be a little bit of an understatement too. But we're still going to go live. We're still going to bring it. We're still going to be on in the morning. We'll still be on in the evening, regardless of who's watching, because I believe that our message is accurate, and I believe that it's a good one. So anyway, Belle, why don't you talk us up? Why don't you take us out? And we'll see what happens tomorrow. Go for it, Belle.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you throw our way. Now, with that being said, Scott is going to be back on at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning. We are also going to be live tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and then, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to Scott or myself, Scott at ThePodocasts.com or Bella at ThePodocast.com. Oh, and yeah, Ellis, if you want to come on this show, you gotta email me, and there's a reason I'm not answering you. Anyway,
Casey.
with that being said, we cannot thank you guys enough, and we will see you next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also,